Hello everyone, welcome to Gravesalad Gaming, the only station where you can listen to Gravesalad play some games. Today we are looking at the newest true MOBA to hit the streets by the name of Battlerite. Now, what is Battlerite and why do I call it the only true MOBA to come out? Well, to answer that we're going to have to look at the definition of a MOBA. What does MOBA actually stand for? It stands for Multiplayer Online Battle Arena. Well, now that you think about it, can't a lot of games be considered a multiplayer online battle arena? It's actually a very generic term. I mean, Call of Duty technically could be considered the same thing. It's where multiplayer players go online and battle in a arena, which you could consider an arena to be just an enclosed space, really. Well, Battlerite definitely fits that subgenre. And actually, if you want to know why MOBA came around, it's mostly because during the early days when LoL, that is League of Legends, was just coming out, they didn't like being called a Dota clone, even though they pretty much were, and being called a clone isn't really a negative thing, because in the same way that Doom was initially the first-person shooter, so games that were also what we call now first-person shooters were considered Doom clones back in the day. But I digress. So MOBA was the term that Riot came up with to describe their so-called new genre that they were a part of, to avoid the Dota clone slogans. Now, some of that might have been a little bit legally based, but I digress. Today we are looking at the true MOBA of Battlerite. Now, for those of you who used to be familiar with the old Bloodline Champions game, this is actually made by the same developers, and it actually features a lot of the same champions or heroes or warriors. I don't really know what the technical term is. Before they used to be called champions, so I'm just going to assume they're still champions. And they have pretty much all of the original ones, with one being Paloma. She is the new one that I know of. Pretty sure all these other ones were technically in the original Bloodline Champions. But this is a revamped version, a new version, and I'm going to show you some quick training matches with, let's go, Rook. We're going to hop in some training so I can just show you some of the basics. Now, this is a first impression series, so obviously I'm not going to be able to go super in depth, but I have played about, roughly 10 hours of this game. Steam says 12, but I know I left it open a couple of times just to leave open in the background, and while me and my friends were checking out how to get voice comms working. So as you can see, this game controls remarkably similar to Dota or LoL or any of those top-down isometric games. It's WASD controlled, however, so as you can see, I am not clicking to move around, I am simply using WASD. And then you have mouse look. Now, if you look at the bottom, you will see that I have a hotkey list with abilities. These abilities are such as my lunge, you have basic AoEs, slams. Now, at the bottom, you'll notice a little bar, and that kind of replaces the leveling system of most MOBAs, where instead of having to gain experience, because these matches are extremely fast, you instead can either gather these orbs, these orange ones, they have energy, so when you hit them, as you saw, I just got my ultimate, or the green ones are obviously health. Now, the object of this game is always a deathmatch. Now, they have 2v2 and 3v3. And your list of abilities kind of shows up pretty basic, and they actually tell you exactly all the information. And if you hold shift, you can actually add energy to certain attacks depending on your character. So I can throw a meat stick or just slam the ground. that's both the same right mouse button, just one uses energy, one does not. Or I can eat my meat, or I can swing my meat. Phrasing. Anyways. So really, that's about it. I mean, you're a character who has a set of abilities. Every single character has the same amount. Basically, left, right, space, Q, E, and R, and then an alt. And then usually they'll have 2, maybe 3 EX abilities, which is what they call when you add energy to these things. I mean, it sounds extremely simple, but it definitely isn't. And if we go to right here, you can see Battlerite. Actually, in between each match, you can select one of the 3 abilities for each round. Now, rounds are always best of 5, which is why there's a 5 end counter. These are things like Line and Rush gives you Berserk. Crush and Blow inflicts a stun if used during Berserk. Or Berserk duration increases by 1 second. Damage taken during Berserk is reduced by 50%. These are all pretty good abilities. And you can click this one, and then I use the lunge ability. Oops. And if I actually hit the lunge ability, hit no cooldown, but apparently that's not working. See, you do a stun. Normally it doesn't do the Berserk stun, sorry. Usually I don't go into Berserk if I did that, but that time I did. Because of this Battlerite, or if I did this. Now I stunned him with that. So fairly simple. Each character kind of has a couple of, I would consider unique status effects, unique to them, and only ties into their abilities. So one of this character's is named Rook. One of his kind of unique abilities is what they call Armor Break, which is basically a ability that causes an increase to target's damage taken by 20%. So you inflict Armor Break onto someone and they take 20% extra damage while it lasts. So I mean, that's pretty much it. I can't really tell you a whole lot else just in this training screen about it. It sounds very simple, but as soon as we get into a multiplayer match, we're going to find out that it is anything but simple. But before I jump into that, real quick, I want to cover the business model. Now, Battlerite is primarily, it's supposed to be a free-to-play game, much the same way that LoL is. Now, in this game, you're going to have a situation where it's okay, so it's during early access, right? And right now they are charging $20 for it, and the $20 for the free-to-play game is basically giving you early access as well as all the characters when they come out. As we can see on this champion selection, they are called champions. Learn something new every day. As you can see on this champion sheet, we actually have 10 character slots that are not filled. These will be filled in the future according to the developers. And by buying the early access version, you are guaranteeing the purchase, or the basically the $20 is the price tag for the 10 future characters, as well as some of the additional maps, content, blah blah blah. They haven't been 100% clear on that. But since this is a free-to-play game, of course there's going to be microtransactions. And what's that mean? It means nice little customizable outfits, skins, weapons, poses, mounts, all the fun things, I guess. You can see here you can either buy them with the premium currency or the battle coins, which by looks of it will be used on chests. Now, obviously 6,000, and I've been playing for a while, I only have 1,000, and it's obviously going to take a long time to earn up enough tokens to buy this stuff. So the main way you will get that kind of stuff is by clicking on the chests. Now here you can see I have 2 chests. Now there are daily quests. I've already completed them. You get daily quests that assign you these chests, the silver chests. You also have these gold chests, which usually pop up. Either you can buy them with 500 gold, which I don't have, or you can buy them with real money, or they give them to you during level ups of the characters and stuff like that. When you open a chest, as it says, this one has 3 randoms with 1 guaranteed rare. When we click on that, this is the kind of stuff you can get. It's really weird. I got pretty much the palette swap with the same weapon. Anyways, you can open another. Let's see if we get a pose or a skin. Yep, so we got a pose and we got another pose. So you equip those. It's very similar to Overwatches or Hearthstones or any of those systems. It's pretty much just cosmetics so far. So depending on how you feel about microtransactions, it might be good, it might be bad. I don't really mind if people are just selling cosmetics. It doesn't affect gameplay, it doesn't sell people power or anything, so it's a nice way to subsidize your game. And like I said, this is designed to be a free-to-play game. They have said that they are going to sell champions. Now, whether or not these initial 15 champions are going to be all free, and then the next 10 are going to cost, or if they're going to have a rotation, or if they're going to have a portion of these for free, I don't really know if we're going to pick them at the start or what. So we're not really sure on that quite yet, unless they've announced that after the making of this video. But so far, when I did my quick little research, I couldn't find anything. But without further ado, let's jump into the match. Now, this game is on the Steam's top seller, I think at the time of recording. If we can just go check real fast while we wait for this to load up. On Steam, it is currently just got bumped up, or nope, it is 3rd on the Steam top seller. So
Greetings.
This game is selling pretty good. This person warning me that they are bad, but since I'm commentating, I'm probably not going to play the best either. So here I'm just playing the 2v2, you go into the arena and you start mounted up, and we begin our little that was my bad, I messed that up. Killed her. And I got him. So, I mean, that's pretty much it. You saw a little bit of strategy, you saw set the expectations for low. I mean, honestly, if you like Dota or LoL, but sometimes you wish you could get a short version and a version that focused on, I guess, what to most people would be the funner portion. Killed. So yeah, as you can tell probably by my breathing and my sudden silence, this game can get pretty intense. I mean, it's a high skill ceiling, all skill shot type of game. Go with that one. I mean, obviously those are AoEs, but you know, every single attack is an aimed attack. There isn't any automatics as far as I can tell. There are self-casts, which aren't quite the same thing, but hopefully you kind of get the same understanding. And a couple of things I've noticed about the game. First off, it seems very unique in the sense that it's one of the few games that I haven't really noticed a useless character. Grab some health. Get that boulder tossed. Get the center orb, which I don't think I covered properly. Giving kudos on that ult, which basically killed both people. So as you can see, the top counter up there, you also have the enemy's total health. And each round you're seeing I'm picking a Battlerite. It does display the Battlerites of the enemies as well as your teammates. It does go away after the round starts usually, so you can't look at them the entire time. Actually, it goes away right now, so there we go. That was bad. I kept hitting my counter, but it didn't work. Let's go that one because I get invincible, which would have saved me that last time. That's good. We have a 5-rounder for the video. I am quite rambling because it is a bit early in the morning and I'm trying to get this video done real fast so you guys could There we go. So that is a simple match. You can kind of see the synergy between classes. You can see how to stack up your abilities nicely, and at the end it gives you kind of a round total. You can actually click on the statistics to see who did well each time, the average. And here you have the ranking system, which you can see I am grade 7, and these people are in placement, which means they have not won enough rank-ins to actually have a rank yet. So how it works is, I think until you get to grade 6 or 7, it's just counting a round win bonus. Which I'm explaining this because I found this system extremely cool. It counts just basically how many rounds you win. So you can win 3 rounds each match, and that'll give you 3 stars basically. And once you get enough stars, I think it's 9 or 10, or maybe it's 7, I can't remember. However many stars across, that's when you go up a grade. And it keeps doing that until you hit, I believe it's grade 7. And after that, it goes into this more typical competitive scoring system. So the reason that's really good is because it actually, on a game like this that's really high skill ceiling, and there aren't a ton of games like it. I mean, there was obviously the Bloodline Champions, but that game's essentially gone now. I actually don't even know if... I mean, you might be able to find a copy online, but the servers are gone, I know that much. Let's see if I can actually find it. Actually, it is still on Steam as a free-to-play game, but the current user base, there are 13 people playing it, with 81 as an all-time peak today. So it's not a very popular game, whereas if we look at Battlerite, Battlerite currently has 3,700 players playing, with a peak of 10,000 and an all-time peak of 13,000. So obviously you're going to get a few more players if you jump onto this version. However, the difference being that there is indeed a cost difference, because it is currently selling for $20 on Steam, whereas Bloodline Champions is free to play. But for the most part, Bloodline Champions is mostly dead, and there was also a couple of patches that kind of ruined it and caused the community to leave. So there's my initial impressions of Battlerite with a little bit of gameplay. Hopefully I gave you enough information to consider this game. I'm having a ton of fun with it right now. It's extremely fun if you can get just one friend. You only need one friend, which is great for me. If you can get just one friend, or maybe 2, you can jump into these multiple game modes. It is just currently an elimination, but I mean, games like LoL and Dota only have one mode, and they're very fun. And while this game is not truly a MOBA, it's just an isometric battle brawler, arena brawler, but some of those skills are still transferable, and I think if you very much enjoy the MOBA experience, but maybe not so much of the tracking items, learning talents, learning builds, managing lanes, managing creeps, all that kind of stuff, if you just want the MOBA experience boiled down to the team fights, then I highly recommend giving Battlerite a check. So this has been Gravesalad, giving you a first impressions grave dig, and I hope you had fun. See you next time.